Good day everyone. I am Kyla Cuestas and today we discuss about biodiversity and a healthy society. At the end of this lesson, the students should be able to determine the interrelatedness of society, environment, and health, create a diagram that would show the relatedness of species in forming up a diverse and healthy society without compromising one another, and identify everyday tasks and evaluate whether they contribute to the wellness and health of biodiversity and society or not. So, first of all, what is biodiversity ba? Biodiversity is all the different kinds of life you'll find in one area. The variety of animals, plants, fungi, and even microorganisms like bacteria that make up our natural world. Each Aninga species and organisms work together in ecosystems. This is to maintain balance and support life. So, introduction here states that biodiversity worldwide is rapidly declining, with vertebrates falling by 60% since the 1970s and projected to decline by 67% by 2020. Ang major causes daw nga nung nag-decline atong biodiversity is because of human population, growth, industrialization, and habitat destruction. So, loss of biodiversity threatens ecosystems and could lead to sixth mass extinction event. Understanding the interconnectedness of society, environment, and health is crucial. Failure to recognize this could have severe consequences for all components involved. So, everything that is abused will always have a heavy consequences. Next. Biodiversity and ecosystem. So, as what I've said earlier, biodiversity encompasses all life forms on Earth, from single-celled organisms to the largest multi-celled organisms. It includes diversity within species, between species, and of ecosystems. Biodiversity is essential for providing goods and ecological services necessary for life, including food, agriculture, medicine, and industry. Understanding biodiversity involves studying the relationship between living and non-living organisms. It is crucial for ecosystem sustainability and resilience. So we always depend on biodiversity for our own well-being and our everyday needs. Failure to preserve biodiversity puts our lives at risk and can lead to various negative impacts. Next. Changes in biodiversity. So, changes in biodiversity, driven by human activities such as habitat destruction, disrupt natural ecosystems. This displacement or loss of species can disrupt the delicate balance of ecosystems and food chains, affecting wildlife, marine life, and ultimately human health. Poor ecosystem management exacerbates these impacts, underlining the need for conservation efforts to mitigate risks to both natural systems and human well-being. Next, threats to biodiversity. So, the major threats to biodiversity identified by the United Nations Environment Program include 1. Habitat loss and destruction due to human habitation and land use for economic gains. When people build cities, farms, or industries, they often destroy natural habitats where animals and plants live, usually just to make money. So, number 2, alterations in ecosystem composition leading to species and habitat loss or habitat loss. Changes in the types of plants and animals in an area can cause some species to disappear and habitats to be lost. Number 3, overexploitation through activities like overhunting, overfishing, and overcollecting. Number 4, pollution and contamination causing irreversible damage to species and ecosystems, very common. And lastly, global climate change, which poses a significant threat to biodiversity by altering climatic conditions and habitats. So, as I've said earlier, everything that is abused can have heavy consequences. And these are the consequences of biodiversity loss. So, biodiversity loss has consequences for ecosystem function, productivity, and environmental conditions. Intact ecosystems are optimized for capturing and utilizing energy and nutrients. The particular species within an ecosystem determine its productivity and influence nutrient cycles and environmental conditions. While some societal benefits may arise from biodiversity loss, the true costs are difficult to estimate. Preserving biodiversity is crucial for Earth's future, necessitating recognition of its importance and prudent management. Next, nutritional impact of biodiversity. According to the World Health Organization, biodiversity is a vital element of human beings' nutrition because of its influence to food production. Biodiversity is a major factor that contributes to sustainable food production for human beings. A society or a population must have access to sufficient variety of nutritious foods as it is a determinant of their health as human beings. Nutrition and biodiversity are linked at many levels. The ecosystem with food production as an ecosystem service, the species in the ecosystem, and the genetic diversity within species. Health, biology, and biodiversity. Almost all living organisms are independent to their environment to live and reproduce. Basic needs of living organisms such as air, water, food, and habitat are provided by its environment. The evolution of human beings was due to the improved access to these basic needs. Advances in agriculture, sanitation, water treatment, and hygiene have had a far greater impact on human health than medical technology. Although the environment sustains human life, it can also cause diseases. Lack of basic necessities is a significant cause of human mortality. Environmental related illnesses. Various human illnesses are linked to environmental factors, including Parkinson's disease, heart disease, cancer, asthma, and diabetes. Activities promoting health, like production and healthcare, can have adverse environmental effects such as pollution and habitat destruction. Environmental changes like climate change can impact human health, but biodiversity increases resilience to such changes. Balancing benefits and risks in managing environmental health ethic, raises ethical, social, and legal dilemmas. Vulnerable populations need special consideration in environmental health regulations. Public health strategies sometimes require balancing individual rights with societal well-being, such as mandatory treatment or disease surveillance. Research involving human subjects for environmental health purposes must prioritize consent and minimize risk. Mitigating plans should be developed to promote societal health without compromising biodiversity. So, that's all for today. Thank you for listening, and I hope you've learned something.